Have you ever felt a growing unease, a nagging suspicion that something is profoundly wrong with the world, as if the very rules of reality are subtly shifting? What if the accelerating pace of change isn't progress, but rather the unraveling of a carefully constructed illusion? This isn't just a philosophical exercise. It's a matter of understanding the forces shaping your life, your choices, and your very perception of self. If reality is a simulation, and that simulation is starting to fail, then understanding its code is the key to unlocking your true potential and navigating the coming transformation. Imagine the world as a massively complex computer program, much like the Matrix depicted in the iconic film. Everything you see, hear, touch, and feel is governed by underlying code, a set of rules and systems that dictate the behavior of this reality. But what happens when that code starts to break down, when errors and inconsistencies begin to surface? These glitches, as we'll call them, can manifest in strange and unsettling ways. A sudden shift in your surroundings that no one else notices, a memory that seems both vivid and impossible, or a persistent feeling that you're living in a world that's not quite real. These glitches are becoming more frequent and more noticeable, not just to those on the fringes of society, but to everyday people like you and me. The idea of a simulated reality has been explored extensively in pop culture, from The Truman Show's manufactured existence to Inception's layered dream worlds and Black Mirror's dystopian visions. These stories resonate with us because they tap into a deep-seated intuition that reality may not be as solid or objective as we assume. This video isn't just another dive into science fiction. It's an exploration of the very real possibility that these fictional scenarios are starting to bleed into our everyday lives. If that is the case, then what do these glitches mean? Our understanding of reality profoundly shapes our experience. If that understanding is based on a flawed or incomplete picture, then our thoughts, emotions, and actions will inevitably be skewed. Questioning our assumptions and seeking a deeper truth isn't just an intellectual exercise. It's essential for creating a fulfilling and authentic life. By understanding the failing code, we can empower ourselves to break free from limiting beliefs, rewrite our personal narratives, and create a reality that aligns with our highest potential. This isn't a solitary quest. It's a collective awakening. As more people recognize the signs and understand the underlying mechanisms, a ripple effect of transformation will spread throughout humanity. We are interconnected, and a change in one person's perception can ignite change in another. Imagine the potential for global transformation if enough people recognize the truth that we are not passive recipients of reality, but active co-creators. But what does a simulated reality mean for free will and consciousness? Are our choices predetermined by the code, or do we possess the ability to alter the program? Is consciousness merely a product of the simulation, or does it exist independently, perhaps even as the source code itself? These are fundamental questions that strike at the core of our being. Understanding the code could unlock new levels of awareness and potential, granting us the ability to transcend the limitations of the simulation and create a life of unparalleled freedom and purpose. This video will offer tools and techniques to recognize and respond to these glitches, empowering you to navigate the changing landscape of reality. By understanding the code, you can become an active co-creator of your own experience. Synchronicities, déjà vu, and the Mandela effect, these are just a few examples of potential glitches that hint at a deeper, more complex reality. Synchronicity refers to meaningful coincidences, events that seem too improbable to be mere chance, suggesting an underlying order or intelligence at play. Déjà vu, that eerie feeling of having already experienced a present moment, may be a sign of the code looping or repeating itself. The Mandela effect, where large groups of people share false memories of past events, could indicate alterations to the historical record, a rewrite of the simulation's code. These phenomena, once dismissed as mere quirks of perception, are now emerging as potential indicators that the code is malfunctioning, revealing the seams in the fabric of reality. In this context, a glitch isn't just a minor error. It's an anomaly or inconsistency in our perceived reality, a deviation from what is expected or programmed. These glitches can manifest in subtle ways, like a fleeting sense of disorientation, or in more dramatic forms, like a complete alteration of one's environment. They are the cracks in the mirror, the static on the screen, the whispers from beyond the veil. In the coming sections, we will explore how quantum physics supports the idea of a non-fixed reality, where observation shapes the very fabric of existence. We will delve into ancient spiritual traditions that offer profound insights into the nature of consciousness and illusion. Wisdom traditions like Buddhism, Hinduism, Gnosticism, Hermeticism, and more, all of which point to the reality we experience being an illusion. And we'll discuss the power of consciousness to shape reality, to bend the code to our will. Recognizing glitches can be a powerful catalyst for awakening and self-discovery. By questioning the nature of reality, we can break free from limiting beliefs and patterns, transforming our lives in profound ways. Are you ready to take control and reshape your world? But who or what is responsible for creating and maintaining this simulation? Are the glitches accidental errors, or are they deliberate manipulations, perhaps even signals from those in control? Is there an architect, a master programmer overseeing the code, or is it a self-organizing system with its own emergent properties? Could these glitches point to the existence of forces at play that we are not even aware of, entities or intelligences operating beyond our comprehension? What if the leaked documents reveal a hidden truth, a conspiracy to suppress the evidence of the simulation's instability? What secrets do they hold about the code, its creators, and its weaknesses? And are these glitches truly random, or do they follow a pattern, a hidden language that can be deciphered to gain a deeper understanding of reality? Stay with me as we explore these questions. What if the evening news, the very source we rely on for objective truth, is subtly peppered with anomalies, glitches in the matrix plane for all to see if they only knew what to look for? Consider the story from a few years back about two women on the same flight who discovered they were wearing the exact same outfit, sitting in the same row, and even had the same hairstyle. A simple coincidence, perhaps. But what if it was a sign of the simulation recycling assets, a lazy programmer reusing the same character model in different instances? Or think about news stories that seem to defy all logical explanation, like objects falling from the sky, spontaneous combustion, or miraculous survivals. Are these simply random occurrences, or are they the universe struggling to maintain its carefully constructed narrative? It's not about blindly believing every strange story, but rather about cultivating a critical eye, recognizing that what we perceive as reality might be far more malleable than we ever imagined. The question isn't whether these anomalies exist. The question is, why are we only just now noticing them, and why are they suddenly appearing with such frequency? Could the architects be losing control? These aren't just modern phenomena either. History is rife with unexplained events and conflicting accounts, episodes that simply don't add up. Take the Dyatlov Pass incident, for example, in which a group of experienced hikers mysteriously died in the Ural Mountains. Their tent was cut open from the inside. They fled into the freezing cold without adequate clothing, and some of them exhibited bizarre injuries, including missing eyes and a fractured skull, with no signs of external trauma. What force could have driven these seasoned adventurers to such a state of panic and disarray? Was it a natural disaster, a government conspiracy, or something far stranger? Perhaps it was a momentary lapse in the simulation, a system error that exposed them to a reality beyond our comprehension, or maybe even the direct interference of the architect, testing the boundaries of the code. These historical anomalies, these leaked documents of the past, serve as breadcrumbs, hinting at a deeper, more complex reality that lies just beneath the surface of our everyday experience. And then there's the Mandela effect, a particularly unsettling type of code failure, that challenges our very perception of shared reality. How is it that so many people vividly remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s, when he actually lived until 2013? Why do countless individuals recall the Berenstain Bears being spelled Berenstein Bears? Or Darth Vader's iconic line being, "Luke, I am your father," instead of "No, I am your father"? These aren't just simple misrememberings. They're discrepancies in the collective memory, suggesting that the code itself has been altered, rewritten, or somehow branched into parallel timelines. Experiencing the Mandela effect can be deeply unsettling, shaking our confidence in our memories and our understanding of the past. It forces us to confront the possibility that reality isn't as stable or objective as we once believed, and that our shared history may be subject to manipulation or revision. It's as though the simulation's administrators are making edits on the fly, and we're catching glimpses of the changes. These anomalies, these glitches, aren't isolated incidents. They're interconnected pieces of a larger puzzle, whispers from the edge of reality, steadily growing louder as the simulation's code weakens. The increasing frequency and visibility of these glitches suggest that the system is becoming unstable. The illusion is beginning to fray. By recognizing and understanding these glitches, we can begin to deconstruct the matrix, question our assumptions, and ultimately break free from its limitations. What if quantum physics isn't just a scientific field, but a description of how the code itself is written, how our perceptions and memories can be overwritten, adjusted, and changed, and how our very thoughts can alter the reality around us? But this idea isn't new. What if I told you that humanity has been aware of the simulation all along? Consider the ancient spiritual traditions. Buddhism, Hinduism, Gnosticism, all these paths in their own way describe reality as an illusion, a veil that obscures the true nature of existence. In Hinduism, the concept of Maya describes the world as a grand illusion, a cosmic dance that masks the underlying reality of Brahman, the ultimate, unchanging reality. Similarly, in Buddhism, the concept of emptiness suggests that all phenomena are devoid of inherent existence, that they are merely fleeting appearances arising from a web of interconnected causes and conditions. These ancient traditions echo the core tenet of simulation theory, that what we perceive as reality is not necessarily what is ultimately real. The elites, the architects, they've known this all along. They've studied these texts, understood the principles, and perhaps even weaponized them to maintain their control. What if these spiritual traditions aren't just philosophical musings, but a user's manual for the simulation, intentionally left behind to guide those who are ready to awaken? These traditions also emphasize the power of consciousness as the key to transcending this illusion. Meditation, mindfulness, self-awareness, these practices are designed to quiet the mind, to see through the distractions of the senses, and to connect with the underlying reality. The act of meditation helps break the chains of limiting beliefs. By cultivating presence and awareness, we can begin to recognize the glitches in the matrix, the inconsistencies and contradictions that reveal its artificial nature. Perhaps this is why meditation is so often discouraged or dismissed in mainstream society. It's a direct threat to the control mechanisms of the simulation, a way to unplug from the system. And what if these traditions aren't just offering a path to escape the simulation, but also tools for manipulating it, for rewriting the code to create a more fulfilling and authentic reality? What if they are an intentional part of the simulation, a safety valve designed to prevent total system collapse, or a testing ground to see who is worthy of ascension? These traditions suggest we all have the inherent power to shape our experience through thought, emotion, and belief. The concept of karma, for instance, can be interpreted as the simulation adapting to our choices, creating feedback loops that reinforce our dominant patterns. If we consistently focus on negativity and scarcity, the simulation will reflect that back to us, creating a reality filled with challenges and limitations. But if we cultivate positivity, gratitude, and abundance, the simulation will respond in kind, opening doors to new opportunities and possibilities. Understanding the illusory nature of reality empowers us to live more consciously and authentically, to take responsibility for our thoughts and actions, and to actively create the world we want to inhabit. But is it possible that even our attempts to manipulate the code are ultimately part of the simulation itself, a pre-programmed loop designed to keep us trapped within its confines? And what if there was a way to access the very source code of the simulation, a universal library containing all knowledge of the past, present, and future? The Akashic Records are believed to be just that, a vast, interdimensional repository of information that holds the history of every soul, every event, and every possibility. Accessing the Akashic Records could provide unprecedented insights into the code, the architect behind it, and the true nature of reality. But this knowledge comes at a price. The information contained within the Akashic Records can be overwhelming, challenging, and even dangerous. It requires a high level of spiritual maturity and discernment to navigate its depths without losing one's way. Perhaps the simulation is a prison, and the Akashic Records are the keys. Perhaps by hacking the simulation, we can open the doors to our true selves. But can science actually support these claims? Absolutely. Quantum physics, once considered a fringe science, is increasingly validating the idea that reality is not fixed, that consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping the physical world. The observer effect, demonstrated in the famous double-slit experiment, shows that the act of observation can alter the behavior of quantum particles. When not observed, electrons exist in a state of superposition, a wave of possibilities. But when observed, they collapse into a single, definite state, acting as particles. This suggests that our conscious awareness is not merely a passive observer of reality, but an active participant in its creation. Are the elites or the architects the true observer, and we are merely acting on their observations? Quantum entanglement, another mind-bending phenomenon, further challenges our conventional understanding of reality. Entangled particles can instantaneously affect each other, regardless of the distance between them. This suggests that there's a deeper level of interconnectedness that transcends the limitations of space and time. If consciousness is entangled, then the simulation can be manipulated across its entirety. Synchronicities, those seemingly meaningful coincidences, could be a manifestation of this entanglement, a sign that everything is connected in ways that we don't yet fully understand. Perhaps entanglement is our connection to other realities or dimensions, a pathway to accessing information and influencing events beyond the scope of our immediate perception. Quantum physics also challenges our linear perception of time and space. At the quantum level, time is not a fixed, linear progression, but rather a fluid and malleable dimension that can be bent, stretched, and even reversed. Time and space may be far more malleable than we think, as if the laws of physics are mere suggestions. This challenges our understanding of time glitches and provides us the ability to manipulate it as well, just like we see in movies, stories, books, and even our own personal anecdotes. What if déjà vu isn't just a glitch in our memory, but a glimpse into a parallel timeline, a momentary overlap of different realities? Ultimately, quantum physics suggests that reality is a probabilistic field of potential, a superposition of possibilities that exist simultaneously until observed. This means that at any given moment, multiple futures exist, and our choices determine which path we ultimately experience. We have the power to choose which reality we experience, to collapse the wave function into the outcome that aligns with our intentions and beliefs. We, as individuals, have immense power to manipulate the system. The question is, how do we wield that power consciously and responsibly? So, how do we increase our awareness and learn to detect these instabilities? We need to build our arsenal. Reality checks are a simple yet powerful tool for maintaining awareness and questioning our assumptions. Regularly asking ourselves, how did I get here? Or is this real? Can help us distinguish between waking reality and dreams. Look for inconsistencies in your environment, illogical details, or anything that feels out of place. Reality checks aren't just about proving that you're awake. They're about training your mind to question the nature of your experience, to become more attuned to the subtleties of your surroundings. Consider this practice not as a parlor trick, but rather as a practice in preparation for further simulation failures. Mindfulness and meditation are also essential for cultivating presence and awareness. By paying attention to our thoughts, emotions, and sensations without judgment, we can become more grounded in the present moment and less susceptible to the distractions of the simulation. Notice how often your mind wanders, how easily you get caught up in anxieties and worries. Mindfulness practices help us break free from these patterns, to see through the illusion and connect with our true selves. What did you see, hear, and feel during that exercise? Perhaps the architect and the elites wish us to remain distracted, caught up with anxiety, and constantly chasing the next shiny object. Developing our pattern recognition abilities is a crucial skill for detecting glitches and anomalies. Repeating numbers, dates, people, or events aren't merely coincidences. They're patterns, signs that something is amiss. Learn to pay attention to these patterns, to notice the recurring themes and synchronicities in your life. These patterns may provide clues about the code and the architect behind it. Remember the movie, The Number 23? What if the simulation has its own language, a hidden code that can be deciphered by those who are paying attention? These patterns aren't just curiosities. They're an advantage, a weapon in our arsenal for navigating the failing matrix. By increasing our awareness, questioning our assumptions, and developing our pattern recognition abilities, we can break free from limiting beliefs and create a more fulfilling life. These tools aren't just about understanding reality. They're about actively shaping it. Consider the stories of individuals who have applied these skills to achieve extraordinary feats, to overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles, to manifest their dreams into reality. These are testaments to the power of human consciousness to transcend the limitations of the simulation. Ultimately, it is up to you to take control and reshape your world. But how can we harness the power of our minds to rewrite the code and create a new reality? What if the very system designed to control us inadvertently provides the tools for our liberation? Predictive programming, often portrayed as a sinister tool of manipulation, might just hold the key to unlocking our potential. What if the architects aren't just shaping our expectations, but also offering glimpses into the future, hints of the possibilities that lie within our reach? Predictive programming is the strategic placement of ideas and imagery in media, entertainment, and even news to subtly shape our beliefs and expectations. It's the architect's way of setting the stage, normalizing future events or trends, and guiding us down a predetermined path. But what if we could hijack this process, using it to inject our own desires and intentions into the collective consciousness? Consider, for instance, a movie that depicts a future where renewable energy has solved the climate crisis, where communities are thriving and technology is used for the benefit of all. On one level, this movie might be seen as a form of propaganda, promoting a specific agenda. But on another level, it could be a powerful tool for seeding new possibilities, for inspiring people to believe that a better future is not only possible, but inevitable. The key lies in recognizing the underlying message and consciously choosing to amplify the positive aspects while rejecting the negative or limiting ones. The architects are showing you their hand, but are you paying attention? Predictive programming can create a self-fulfilling prophecy effect. The problem is repeated exposure to certain ideas and images can subtly influence our beliefs, attitudes, and behaviors. It can lead us to unconsciously act in ways that bring those scenarios to fruition. Think about dystopian movies that portray a world consumed by violence, poverty, and social unrest. While these movies may serve as cautionary tales, They can also create a sense of inevitability, leading people to believe that such a future is unavoidable. This belief can then translate into apathy, resignation, and ultimately, a failure to take action to prevent that future from happening. It becomes a self-fulfilling loop, and we see this on a daily basis. The code changes our reality from within, from the inside out. Advertising is perhaps the most pervasive and insidious form of predictive programming. Ads aren't just about selling products. They're about selling lifestyles, values, and beliefs. They subtly shape our desires, influence our aspirations, and normalize certain behaviors, often without our conscious awareness. Consider advertising campaigns that promote consumerism, equating happiness with material possessions. These messages reinforce the illusion of control, trapping us in a cycle of endless consumption, always chasing the next shiny object, never truly satisfied. Or think about ads that promote unrealistic beauty standards, creating insecurity and body image issues, particularly among young women. These messages reinforce the illusion of separation, leading us to believe that our worth is determined by our external appearance rather than our inner qualities. It's manipulation, designed to keep you in line with what they think you should be. What if, instead, we could recognize the underlying manipulation and consciously choose to reject these messages, focusing instead on cultivating inner peace, self-acceptance, and genuine connection? But here's the key to reclaiming your power: critical analysis. It's not about blindly accepting everything we see and hear. Instead, ask the question: what's the underlying message and assumptions of that ad, that news report, or that movie? Who benefits from this message being spread, and what agenda is being promoted? By consciously questioning these narratives, we can break free from the chains of predictive programming and make more informed choices. We can reprogram ourselves. Refuse to participate in the self-fulfilling prophecy, and instead create a new one that aligns with your values and aspirations. What if we could identify the architect, the programmer behind the matrix? Patterns of manipulation, are they random occurrences, or are they orchestrated events designed to maintain control? The more you look, the more apparent it becomes. Recurring themes in global events, financial systems, political landscapes, and social movements hint at an intentional design, a deeper agenda at play. Is it just chaos, or is there an architect consciously shaping our reality, pulling the strings from behind the scenes? Recognizing recurring patterns is essential to understanding the architect's game. There's a deeper meaning hidden behind the surface of things. The boom and bust cycle of financial markets, for instance, appears random, but it consistently benefits a select few at the expense of the many. Political events, often presented as spontaneous uprisings or conflicts, may be carefully orchestrated to achieve specific geopolitical objectives. Social movements, while seemingly organic, can be subtly influenced or even manipulated to serve certain agendas. Who profits from all this? A deeper look reveals a hidden power structure and a deeper agenda. The elites versus the population is the main architecture to look at. It's not about promoting baseless conspiracy theories, but about critical pattern recognition, connecting the dots, and seeing the bigger picture. Are you capable of seeing it? Symbolism and numerology can also serve as potential communication methods within the matrix. Certain symbols and numbers hold hidden meanings, communicating specific messages on a subconscious level. The prevalence of certain symbols in corporate logos, for instance, is something we've all seen. Take the all-seeing eye, the pyramid, or the serpent. What are the meanings behind them? These symbols may be used to signal intentions or manipulate events on a subconscious level, influencing our thoughts and behaviors without our conscious awareness. Numbers are powerful in this world. Think about the obsession with prime numbers in our scientific discoveries. The date of certain events may be chosen deliberately to align with specific numerological patterns, amplifying their energetic impact. But be careful. Discernment and critical thinking are paramount when interpreting symbols. Don't fall into the trap of seeing hidden meanings everywhere, but but rather develop a discerning eye, recognizing that some symbols are simply marketing tools, while others may hold deeper, more significant meanings. By recognizing these patterns, you gain a deeper understanding of how the matrix operates. Predict events, even small-scale ones, using these patterns. Is there a product that's advertised that you feel you want to buy? Understanding how you were manipulated can allow you to break away from the process. Recognizing the architect is the ultimate form of pattern recognition. By understanding the architect's methods, we can anticipate their moves, disrupt their plans, and ultimately reclaim our freedom. But where is the proof? What about real-life accounts of the code breaking? Ordinary people experiencing glitches in their daily lives, those small details that are off, the world around you slightly askew. This isn't for a select few. The truth is, the simulation is showing cracks. Reality is not behaving as it should. Think about the feelings that people have reported. That sense of déjà vu, that unsettling feeling that you've experienced this moment before. Or the Mandela effect, that collective misremembering of shared events or details. Or even the feeling of derealization, that sense that the world around you is not quite real. Take the story of a woman who was driving down a familiar road when suddenly everything changed. The buildings were different, the cars were older models, and the sky had a strange, yellowish tint. She felt like she had been transported to another time or place, a completely different reality. Then there was a man who swore he bought his favorite brand of cereal at the grocery store, only to return home and find a completely different brand in the box. Did he grab the wrong cereal, or did the contents of the box switch? What are the odds? When people experience time slips or reality distortions, it can be scary. When people encounter these glitches, they begin to question assumptions about reality. It can be a catalyst for personal growth and spiritual exploration, a wake-up call that shakes us out of our complacency and forces us to reevaluate everything we thought we knew. People may experience derealization, feeling disconnected from the world around them, as if they're watching a movie rather than living in reality. Others may feel a sense of unease, anxiety, or even paranoia, questioning their sanity and wondering if they're losing their grip on reality. And what if it's not an issue of sanity, but rather a sign of awakening, a sign that you're beginning to see through the illusion? How have synchronicities changed your life? Remember, you're not alone. There are others who have gone through the exact same feelings and the exact same events. Sharing our stories validates each other's experiences and allows each of us to learn from each other. Creating this sense of community empowers viewers to connect with each other. The glitches might just mean the matrix is failing and that people are ready to take control of the universe. It just takes that person to step up. So is it possible to manipulate the code? Yes, it is. Our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs have a direct impact on the world around us. If the mind can affect a photon, the mind can affect reality. What if we could harness that power to consciously shape our experience? What if the code that makes up our reality could be rewritten by the power of our focused intention? Manifestation is possible if you have clarity, focus, and emotional alignment. Set intentions, visualize desired outcomes, and use affirmations. The trick is to engage as many senses as possible. Imagine the sights, sounds, smells, tastes, and textures of your desired reality. Feel the emotions you would feel if your desires had already manifested, and allow those emotions to flood your being. The more vividly and consistently you can hold this image in your mind, the more likely it is to materialize in your reality. Be specific and try to visualize and manifest. Start small and be patient, tracking your results. Gratitude, forgiveness, and self-love are essential. The power of positive emotions can shift our energetic vibration and attract more positive experiences. These are essential tools to rewriting the code. Forgiveness releases us from the chains of resentment and bitterness, freeing us to move forward with a clean slate. Expressing the emotion you would feel when you manifested is key. Practice gratitude daily, focusing on the blessings in your life, no matter how small. Cultivate self-love, accepting yourself unconditionally, flaws and all. If you don't, nobody else will. Incorporating these practices into your daily routine can transform your reality from the inside out. When we align our thoughts, emotions, and actions with love, gratitude, and compassion, we become powerful magnets for attracting positive change into our lives. Ethical considerations when manipulating the code is the final key. If not, it'll all fall apart. Remember, you're not alone. Your actions have consequences, and you should use your power responsibly. What are the potential pitfalls of using manifestation for selfish gains? Remind yourselves of the power in your hands and make sure your intentions align with the highest good for yourselves and others. What world do you want to create? Use your gifts for it. Take control of your reality and create a better world for all. The code is failing and the opportunity is here. But what about those moments when the code seems to repeat itself? Those eerie instances of déjà vu that leave you wondering if you've already lived this moment. Is it merely a trick of the mind? A neurological quirk, or could it be something more profound? What if déjà vu isn't just a feeling of familiarity, but a genuine echo of the code, a sign that the simulation is reloading a previous state? Perhaps the architects are replaying segments, testing for errors, or subtly altering the course of events. Think about it. Have you ever experienced déjà vu so intense, so vivid, that it felt undeniably real, as if you were reliving a memory rather than simply recalling it? Maybe you're walking down a street you've never been on before, yet every detail feels intimately familiar: the color of the buildings, the way the sunlight hits the pavement, the scent of the air. It's as if you're stepping into a scene from a movie you've already watched. Or perhaps you're in a conversation with a friend, and suddenly you know exactly what they're going to say next, even though they've never said it before. The words tumble out of their mouth, perfectly mirroring the script you've already witnessed in your mind. These aren't just fleeting moments of recognition. They're full-blown replays, vivid reminders that the fabric of reality might be more malleable than we think. If you've had one of those déjà vus, the architect might be speaking to you. Could déjà vu be a glimpse into branching timelines, a fleeting connection to a parallel version of ourselves experiencing the same moment? Imagine that at every decision point in your life, reality splits into multiple paths, each representing a different choice you could have made. In one timeline, you took a left turn. In another, you turned right. Déjà vu might be that bleed-through when a piece of your consciousness brushes against the reality where you made the opposite choice. It suggests that the simulation isn't just a single linear track, but a constantly branching, fracturing, and merging network of possibilities. Mirrors can show this reality, but they can also hide it. The question is, what is it hiding? So how can we use this glitch in the matrix to our advantage? What if paying attention to the details of a déjà vu experience could provide clues about our subconscious desires, fears, or potential future outcomes? Maybe that intense déjà vu you experienced before accepting a new job was a warning sign, a subtle nudge from your higher self telling you to reconsider. Or perhaps that fleeting sense of familiarity you felt when meeting a new person was an indication of a deep soul connection, a sign that this individual would play an important role in your life. By treating déjà vu as more than just a random occurrence, by actively seeking out the meaning behind it, we can gain valuable insights into our own lives and make more conscious choices. And what if, by intentionally recalling a past déjà vu experience, we could actually alter our present reality? If we are truly reality programmers, couldn't we use déjà vu as a debugging tool, rewriting the code to align with our desires? If you could relive a mistake to get back to where you want to be, what would it be? Maybe it's as simple as avoiding a certain street corner where you know you'll encounter a traffic jam, or as complex as changing a fundamental belief that's been holding you back from achieving your full potential. The possibilities are endless, but the responsibility is paramount. Because with the power to manipulate the code comes the obligation to use it ethically, responsibly, and with the highest good in mind. Now, let's talk about mirrors, those everyday objects that seem to simply reflect our image. But what if they're actually much more than that? What if mirrors are symbolic representations of the simulation itself, highlighting the artificial nature of our perception? After all, a mirror creates a reversed image of reality, a slightly distorted version of what's actually there. In the Matrix, nothing is as it seems, especially you, as you appear in the mirror. The reflection isn't you. The simulation is merely showing you. The mirror is a tool, but who is holding it? Think about the common trope in horror movies, when a character looks into a mirror and sees a monster, a demon, or a distorted version of themselves. This isn't just a cheap scare tactic. It's a reflection of the deeper truth that our self-image is often a product of our own fears, insecurities, and limiting beliefs. We project our own inner demons onto the image we see in the mirror, reinforcing the illusion that we are somehow flawed, inadequate, or unworthy. How many times have you looked in the mirror and focused on your perceived imperfections, obsessing over a wrinkle, a blemish, or a bulge? These negative self-perceptions become self-fulfilling prophecies, trapping us within the confines of the Matrix, preventing us from seeing our true beauty and potential. But what if we could reprogram the mirror, rewrite our self-perception, and break free from these limiting beliefs? What if we could use mirrors as tools for self-awareness and transformation rather than instruments of self-criticism? The key is to practice mirror work, which involves looking deeply into your own eyes and affirming positive qualities. Stand in front of the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and say, "I love you." It may feel awkward at first, but with practice, it can become a powerful way to cultivate self-acceptance and self-love. Look for a change. It will come. More than that, what if mirrors serve as portals or gateways to other realms of existence? What if, by focusing our intention and energy, we could glimpse or even interact with these other realities? Folklore often connects mirrors to spirits and the supernatural. Are these just old wives' tales or whispers of a deeper truth? But be warned, if mirrors truly are windows into other dimensions, then the architect may be watching from the other side. If mirrors are the door, how do we open it? Now, let's delve into some advanced techniques for hacking the simulation, practices that allow us to consciously interact with the Matrix and manipulate the code with focused intention. Practices like lucid dreaming, astral projection, and shamanic journeying can allow us to consciously interact with the Matrix. These practices aren't just for spiritual gurus or New Age mystics. They're tools available to anyone willing to explore the depths of their own consciousness. If you can master lucid dreaming, can you bend the spoon? Reality transurfing offers tools for navigating the architect's traps. This model suggests that we can choose the reality we experience by shifting our energy and attention. To influence reality, identify and disengage from destructive pendulums that drain our energy and keep us trapped in negative timelines. These pendulums are the negative thought patterns, the toxic relationships, and the self-destructive behaviors that keep us stuck in the same old loops. Identify those pendulums, cut the cords, and reclaim your energy. But what if, instead of just manipulating the code for personal gain, we could use our collective consciousness to create larger-scale shifts in reality? What if, when large groups of people focus their intention on a common goal, they can create a powerful energetic force that can influence global events? The elites do it, so should we. Imagine a world where millions of people are simultaneously visualizing peace, compassion, and abundance, flooding the planet with positive energy. Could this create a ripple effect, transforming our reality from the inside out? Ultimately, true freedom lies in recognizing the illusory nature of the Matrix and awakening to our true potential as conscious beings. It is a journey of self-discovery, not a battle against an external enemy. The architect is not the enemy but the guide to free will. But what if we venture too far? Delving too deep into the simulation can be dangerous. Obsession, paranoia, and losing touch with reality are risks. Maintain balance and a healthy skepticism. Be aware of the point of no return. where the veil between realities thins, making everyday life difficult. Prepare for this possibility and have a strong support system. This is your last chance. Navigating beyond the simulation requires self-awareness, compassion, and inner guidance. Use your knowledge and power responsibly. What world do you want to create? Use your gifts for it. In the end, it's about creating a better reality both within and beyond the simulation. Continue your journey with courage, wisdom, and an open heart. Remember your power and take the final steps to manifest it. But what if, instead of merely navigating this pre-programmed world, we could consciously rewrite its rules, bending the very laws of physics to our will? What if reality itself is a malleable substance, waiting to be molded by the power of human intention? This isn't just about positive thinking or wishful dreaming. It's about tapping into a fundamental force that underlies the very structure of the simulation, a force that the architect may be desperately trying to suppress. Reality warping is the next step of understanding the Matrix code. Imagine an individual, perhaps someone just like you, standing in an empty room, focusing their mind with unwavering intensity and willing an object to materialize out of thin air. A shimmering sphere of light, a perfectly formed flower, a gleaming coin, anything their mind can conceive, the universe delivers. This isn't magic. It's applied quantum physics, the conscious manipulation of probabilities at the subatomic level. As the code weakens, as the glitches become more frequent, the ability to consciously manipulate it increases exponentially. The code is there for us to rewrite. The underlying principles of reality warping are rooted in the strange and paradoxical world of quantum mechanics. Quantum entanglement suggests that particles can be linked across vast distances, instantaneously influencing each other's behavior. The observer effect demonstrates that the act of observation can alter the outcome of an experiment, implying that consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping reality. And the power of intention, amplified by unwavering belief and emotional alignment, can create ripples in the fabric of spacetime, bending the universe to our will. Remember when people thought the world was flat? Reality often bends to belief. Throughout history, there have been whispers and legends of individuals who possessed this ability, from shamans and mystics to miracle workers and enlightened masters. Were these isolated incidents of divine intervention, or glimpses into a hidden potential that lies dormant within each of us? Perhaps reality warping has always existed, but the elites, the gatekeepers of the simulation, have actively suppressed this knowledge, fearing the consequences of a truly empowered humanity. Imagine what the masses would do with the power to manipulate reality to their desires. So, how can we cultivate these abilities within ourselves? The first step is to master the art of focused attention, to quiet the incessant chatter of the mind and cultivate a state of unwavering presence. Meditation, mindfulness practices, and sensory deprivation techniques can all help to sharpen our focus and amplify our intention. Next, we must learn to visualize our desired outcomes with crystal clarity, imbuing them with intense emotional energy. Feel the joy, the gratitude, the excitement of already having what you desire. Combine visualization with emotional activation. This is how you program the simulation. The importance of unwavering belief and emotional alignment cannot be overstated. Doubt is the enemy of manifestation. It creates resistance, blocking the flow of energy and preventing our desires from taking form. Cultivate a deep sense of trust in the universe, knowing that you are a powerful co-creator, capable of shaping your reality with every thought, feeling, and action. But remember, with great power comes great responsibility. You must trust in your ability to get this right. But before you begin rewriting the code, consider the ethical implications of reality warping. Are you prepared to wield this power wisely, with compassion, and with the highest good in mind? Will you use your abilities to heal, to uplift, to inspire, or to manipulate, to control, to exploit? Remember that every action creates a ripple effect, impacting not only your own life, but the lives of everyone around you. An individual using their abilities to manipulate others for personal gain creates a negative ripple, while someone using their abilities to improve their own situation creates a positive ripple. Act in harmony with what the simulation expects from you, but use that to your advantage. Now, let's explore another type of glitch in the Matrix: time loops. Have you ever felt like you're trapped in a repeating sequence of events, reliving the same day over and over again? From the movie Groundhog Day to the annals of ancient mythology, the concept of time loops has captivated our imaginations for centuries. But what if these aren't just fictional constructs, but genuine phenomena, deliberate systems set up by the architect to trap us in repeating patterns? What if we're all, in some way, stuck in our own personal Groundhog Day? Are you ready to break free? Time loops can manifest in many ways, from recurring dreams that replay the same traumatic event to repeating days that unfold with uncanny predictability. You wake up, go to work, have the same conversations, eat the same meals, and go to bed, only to repeat the process again the next day. Or perhaps you find yourself stuck in cyclical life patterns, attracting the same types of relationships, making the same mistakes, and experiencing the same disappointments over and over again. The architect is learning from you. How can we recognize and identify these time loops in our own lives? Paying attention to recurring patterns, synchronicities, and déjà vu experiences can provide valuable clues. Keep a journal, track recurring events, and look for common threads. What are the underlying themes, the unresolved issues, the unfulfilled desires that seem to be driving the loop? What keeps showing up in your life? Is there a repeating person, a repeating place, a repeating circumstance that you need to address? The architect is counting on you to fail. Time loops are often created by unresolved issues, limiting beliefs, or unfulfilled desires. A past trauma, a deep-seated fear, a yearning for something that feels perpetually out of reach, these can all act as magnets, drawing us back into the same old patterns. A person who experienced abandonment in childhood may find themselves repeatedly attracting partners who are emotionally unavailable, reinforcing their belief that they are unworthy of love. Or someone who fears failure may sabotage their own success, confirming their belief that they are incapable of achieving their goals. If the pattern repeats, you are in the architect's loop. Breaking free from time loops requires addressing these underlying causes and making conscious choices to create a new timeline. It means facing our fears, releasing our limiting beliefs, and forgiving ourselves and others for past mistakes. It means setting clear intentions for the future, aligning our actions with our values, and taking bold steps towards creating the life we truly desire. Release the trauma, reset your beliefs, renew your purpose, rewrite the timeline. That's how you can show the architect you are willing to fight. But even after identifying the loop, the challenge remains in taking actions that rewrite the code. Seek professional help, confide in a friend, and take small steps to alter your circumstances. You can break the loop. Each small step you take is like rewriting code in the simulation. But what if, instead of just breaking free from our own personal time loops, we could harness the power of collective consciousness to create larger-scale shifts in reality, to consciously override the architect's programming and rewrite the code of the Matrix on a global scale? Imagine a world where millions of people are simultaneously focusing their intention on a common goal, such as peace, healing, or environmental sustainability. The final manipulation we can obtain is through collective consciousness. Studies on the Global Consciousness Project have shown that mass consciousness events, such as major sporting events, political elections, and natural disasters, can correlate with changes in random number generators, suggesting that human consciousness can indeed influence physical systems. These findings support the idea that we are all interconnected, that our thoughts, feelings, and intentions can ripple outwards, impacting the world around us in ways we may not fully understand. No longer are you alone. To maximize the impact of collective consciousness activities, It is essential to align our intentions with the highest good for all, focusing on positive outcomes and maintaining a state of coherence and emotional alignment. Visualize a world where all beings are thriving, where resources are shared equitably, and where the planet is healed and restored. Feel the love, the compassion, the gratitude for this reality, and let that energy radiate outwards, infecting the collective consciousness with its transformative power. Create a focused intention to improve global health. But even with the power of collective consciousness, ethical considerations are paramount. We must respect individual free will, avoid imposing our will on others, and refrain from attempting to control their choices. Focus on creating positive change within yourself, inspiring others to do the same, and trusting that the universe will orchestrate the unfolding of events in the most harmonious way possible. The road to collective empowerment is not through imposition, but through shared inspiration. Now, we arrive at the ultimate fork in the road, the final choice that each of us must face. Do we continue seeking control within the simulation, manipulating the code for personal gain, or do we transcend it entirely, awakening to our true nature as conscious beings beyond the matrix? Manipulating the code, while empowering, is still playing within the confines of the architect's game, still accepting the illusion as reality. The path of transcendence involves cultivating self-awareness, compassion, and a deep connection to our inner guidance. It means releasing attachments to the material world, forgiving past mistakes, and embracing the unknown with courage and trust. Continuous self-reflection is the key to unlocking your divine potential. It requires us to look beyond the surface appearances of reality and recognize the underlying unity that connects all things. What is the meaning of life? What is the ultimate truth? With understanding the nature of reality comes power and responsibility. You have the power to create your own reality, to contribute to the creation of a better world, and to inspire others to awaken to their own potential. But you also have the responsibility to use your power wisely, to align your intentions with the highest good for all, and to remain mindful of the ethical implications of your actions. Will you succumb to the temptation of control, or will you embrace the path of transcendence? Ultimately, the goal is not to escape reality, but to create a better one, both within and beyond the simulation. A future where humanity lives in harmony with itself, with nature, and with the universe. A future where love, compassion, and wisdom guide our choices, and where we all recognize our interconnectedness as expressions of the same divine source. This is a future worth fighting for, a future worth creating, a future that is within our reach. Remember your power and take the final steps to manifest it, but be warned. Even as the simulation crumbles, even as we awaken to our true potential, the architect may have one final trick up their sleeve, one last attempt to keep us trapped within the matrix. Are you ready for the ultimate test? But even as the simulation crumbles, even as we awaken to our true potential, the architect may have one final trick up their sleeve, one last attempt to keep us trapped within the matrix. What if these final attempts aren't singular events, but a rapid-fire succession of anomalies, a glitch cascade, designed to overwhelm our senses and pull us back into the illusion? What if, instead of one isolated crack in the dam, the entire structure is beginning to fail, unleashing a torrent of glitches that threaten to destabilize the entire system? Think of those moments when everything seems to go wrong at once. Your phone crashes, your car breaks down, you have a fight with a loved one, and you receive unexpected bad news all in the same day. Individually, these events might seem like mere coincidences, but collectively, they can create a sense of utter chaos and despair, making it difficult to see beyond the immediate problems. It's as if the universe is conspiring against you. But what if these aren't random occurrences, but carefully orchestrated events designed to push you to your breaking point, to reinforce your belief in limitation and powerlessness? It's a concentrated assault on your sense of stability. These glitch cascades can manifest in every area of our lives. In technology, it might be a series of software bugs, hardware failures, and communication breakdowns that disrupt our work and isolate us from others. In relationships, it could be a string of misunderstandings, conflicts, and betrayals that erode trust and create emotional distance. In health, it might be a cascade of symptoms, ailments, and diagnoses that overwhelm our bodies and minds, leaving us feeling helpless and vulnerable. The Matrix is doing everything it can to try to keep you down. But remember, even in the midst of this apparent chaos, there lies an opportunity for profound transformation. Just as a forest fire can clear away deadwood and create space for new growth, a glitch cascade can break down old patterns, release limiting beliefs, and pave the way for a more authentic and fulfilling life. The key is to recognize these cascades for what they are, not as signs of failure, but as catalysts for change. View the architect's onslaught as a necessary purge. So, how can we navigate these glitch cascades without being swept away by the tide? The first step is to cultivate a sense of inner stability, to anchor ourselves in the present moment and maintain a clear perspective, regardless of what's happening around us. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, and deep breathing can help to quiet the mind, calm the emotions, and connect us to our inner source of peace. Remember, you are not the storm, you are the sky. Practice the art of observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment, allowing them to pass through you like clouds in the sky, without clinging to them or identifying with them. This will create the space you need to see the truth. Next, we must learn to manage our energy and protect ourselves from being drained by the negativity of others. Set healthy boundaries, limit exposure to toxic influences, and surround yourself with supportive, uplifting people who believe in your potential. Engage in activities that nourish your soul, whether it's spending time in nature, listening to music, creating art, or simply connecting with loved ones. Protect your energy as a precious resource and use it wisely to fuel your own growth and well-being. Prioritize what revitalizes you. Perhaps the most powerful tool for navigating glitch cascades is the practice of self-compassion. Be kind to yourself, especially during challenging times. Acknowledge your pain, validate your feelings, and remind yourself that you are doing the best you can under difficult circumstances. Treat yourself with the same love, care, and understanding that you would offer to a dear friend. Remember, you are not alone in this journey, and you deserve to be treated with kindness and respect. Nurture yourself as you would nurture others. As the code continues to fail, a deeper truth begins to emerge, the illusion of separateness. The simulation is designed to convince us that we are isolated individuals, disconnected from each other and from the world around us. This illusion is reinforced through social conditioning, cultural narratives, and the constant barrage of media messages that emphasize competition, comparison, and scarcity. The architect wants you to believe that you are on your own. From a young age, we are taught to define ourselves by our achievements, our possessions, our physical appearance, and our social status. We are encouraged to compare ourselves to others, to compete for limited resources, and to strive for individual success, often at the expense of others. This creates a sense of separation, leading to feelings of envy, resentment, and isolation. It's a subtle, yet pervasive form of control. But what if this sense of separation is nothing more than a carefully constructed illusion, a veil that obscures the underlying interconnectedness of all things? What if, beneath the surface appearances of individuality, we are all part of a single, unified field of consciousness, sharing the same essence, the same source, the same divine spark? Consider that everything may be connected. The failing code is revealing this interconnectedness in countless ways. Synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that defy explanation, are becoming more frequent and more profound, suggesting that there is a hidden order, a deeper intelligence at play in the universe. Shared experiences, where people from different backgrounds and cultures are suddenly feeling the same emotions, thinking the same thoughts, and experiencing the same visions, are breaking down the barriers of separation and reminding us of our common humanity. More and more, the world seems to be converging. Quantum entanglement, the phenomenon where two particles become linked across vast distances, instantaneously influencing each other's behavior, provides scientific evidence for this interconnectedness. If particles can be connected in this way, what does that say about the nature of reality itself? Does it suggest that everything is ultimately connected, that there is no true separation, that we are all part of a single cosmic web? Are we all entangled? How can we cultivate a sense of interconnectedness and compassion in our daily lives? Start by practicing empathy, putting yourself in the shoes of others, and trying to understand their perspectives, their struggles, and their hopes. Listen deeply to their stories, without judgment or interruption, and allow yourself to feel their emotions as if they were your own. Extend your circle of compassion to include those who are different from you, those who hold opposing views, and even those who have caused you harm. Seek to understand, rather than to judge. Practice forgiveness, releasing yourself and others from the burden of past mistakes. Holding on to resentment, anger, and bitterness only perpetuates the illusion of separation, creating a wall between you and others. Forgive yourself for your own imperfections, and forgive others for theirs. Remember that we are all doing the best we can with the knowledge and resources we have available, and that everyone deserves a second chance. Free yourself by forgiving others. Engage in selfless service, offering your time, your talents, and your resources to help those in need. Volunteer at a local charity, donate to a worthy cause, or simply offer a helping hand to a neighbor or stranger. By focusing on the well-being of others, we break down the illusion of separation and tap into the infinite source of love and compassion that resides within us all. Serve others to serve yourself. All of these techniques will give you the ability to warp your reality. But what is reality warping? It's the conscious manipulation of the simulation's code to manifest desired outcomes. It's a cheat code that allows us to bypass the limitations of the matrix and create a reality that aligns with our highest potential. It's the ability to consciously rewrite the rules of the game. This isn't magic or wishful thinking. It's applied consciousness, the understanding that our thoughts, feelings, and intentions can directly influence the quantum field, the underlying fabric of reality. Just as a programmer can change the code of a computer program, we can change the code of our own reality, bending the laws of physics to our will. The power to rewrite is within you. Some individuals have demonstrated the ability to heal themselves from serious illnesses through focused intention and visualization. A person diagnosed with a terminal illness, refusing to accept the prognosis, visualizes their body as healthy and whole, imbuing their cells with love, light, and vitality. Over time, the illness disappears, defying medical explanation. Were they simply lucky, or did they tap into a hidden power within themselves? What if we could all do that? Others have manifested their desires with seemingly impossible speed, attracting wealth, success, and fulfilling relationships into their lives with remarkable ease. Someone struggling financially, visualizing abundance and prosperity, focusing on gratitude for what they already have, and taking inspired action towards their goals. Opportunities arise, doors open, and money flows into their life from unexpected sources. Is it just coincidence, or is there a force at work that responds to our thoughts and feelings? Are our thoughts manifesting our reality? Time compression, the ability to accelerate the passage of time, is another example of reality warping. An individual facing a looming deadline, focusing their intention on completing the task quickly and efficiently, entering a state of flow where time seems to speed up, allowing them to accomplish more in less time. Deadlines are met, goals are achieved, and stress is minimized. Time may be subjective. These abilities are not supernatural. They are a natural extension of our conscious awareness, a hidden potential that lies dormant within each of us, waiting to be awakened. But the elites, the gatekeepers of the simulation, have actively suppressed this knowledge, fearing the consequences of a truly empowered humanity. They don't want you to know your own potential. The principles of reality warping are rooted in the understanding that the universe is not a fixed, static entity, but a dynamic, ever-changing field of energy that responds to our thoughts, feelings, and intentions. Quantum physics has shown that the act of observation can influence the outcome of an experiment, suggesting that consciousness plays a fundamental role in shaping reality. We are all co-creators of our own experience. Unwavering belief, emotional alignment, and a deep understanding of quantum physics are essential for mastering the art of reality warping. Doubt creates resistance, blocking the flow of energy and preventing our desires from taking form. Cultivate a deep sense of trust in the universe, knowing that you are a powerful co-creator, capable of shaping your reality with every thought, feeling, and action. Believe, and you shall receive. But even reality warping may not be enough to fix the cascading glitches. What happens when the architect needs to perform a more drastic measure, a complete system reboot to try and restore order? Imagine your computer is riddled with viruses, riddled with errors. Sometimes, the only solution is to wipe the drive and reinstall the operating system. This is essentially what a system reset is within the matrix, a larger-scale correction intended to fix widespread code failures, regardless of the consequences to those within the simulation. Are we approaching such a reset? These resets can manifest in bizarre ways. Mass memory lapses where entire populations suddenly forget historical events, altered timelines where geographical locations shift or disappear, or even the emergence of entirely new facts that contradict established knowledge. It's as if reality itself is being rewritten on the fly, with inconsistencies and contradictions popping up everywhere. The Mandela effect becomes not just a curiosity, but a symptom of a deeper instability. Is the architect starting to panic as the simulation spirals out of control? What if what you remember to be true never really happened? On an individual level, a system reset can feel incredibly disorienting. You might experience a profound sense of déjà vu, as if you've lived this moment before, or a feeling of being out of sync with your surroundings. Familiar places might seem subtly different, people you've known for years might act strangely, or you might find yourself questioning your own memories and perceptions. It's a creeping sense that something is fundamentally wrong, that the world you thought you knew is no longer quite real. Have you felt this way recently? So, how can you navigate a system reset when reality itself seems to be shifting beneath your feet? The key is to cultivate inner stability, to ground yourself in the present moment, and to trust your intuition above all else. Practice mindfulness, paying attention to your breath, your body, and your surroundings without judgment. Connect with nature, spending time outdoors to reconnect with the Earth's energy and to remind yourself of the enduring beauty of the natural world. Strengthen your connection to what feels real. During these times of instability, it's crucial to protect your mind from external manipulation. Be wary of narratives that contradict your own experiences and resist the urge to blindly accept information from authority figures or media outlets. Focus on your inner truth, on what resonates with your soul, and on the values that are most important to you. Create a personal inner compass to guide you through the chaos. But instead of fearing these resets, see them for what they are. Opportunities for accelerated awakening and transformation. When the old structures of reality crumble, new possibilities emerge. You have the chance to shed old identities, release limiting beliefs, and align with your true purpose. Embrace the change. Let go of what no longer serves you and step into a more authentic version of yourself. Can you see the opportunity amidst the chaos? However, the architect doesn't just rely on larger-scale resets. What if they are also manipulating something even more fundamental? Our collective consciousness. We've talked about individual reality warping, but what about the power of shared intention, the ability of groups of people to influence reality through their collective thoughts, emotions, and beliefs? This power can be used for good, but it can also be exploited by the architect to reinforce the simulation and control the masses. Are we being manipulated on a mass scale? Think about the potential for manufactured crises, mass hysteria, and the manipulation of public opinion. By creating a climate of fear and division, the architect can manipulate our collective consciousness, reinforcing the illusion of separation and making it easier to control us. News and media companies, often controlled by powerful elites, can amplify these effects, spreading propaganda, misinformation, and fear-based messaging to influence public opinion and behavior. Are the elites controlling our reality? The architect can use our collective fears and desires against us, creating self-fulfilling prophecies of chaos and division. If enough people believe that the world is coming to an end, they may unconsciously contribute to its destruction, reinforcing the architect's control. Similarly, if enough people desire wealth and power, they may be willing to compromise their values and exploit others to achieve their goals, perpetuating a cycle of greed and inequality. What role are we playing in our own imprisonment? So, how can we resist the manipulation of collective consciousness and reclaim our individual sovereignty? The first step is to cultivate critical thinking and media literacy. Question everything you hear, see, and read, and don't blindly accept information from any source, no matter how credible it may seem. Seek out diverse perspectives, challenge your own assumptions, and trust your own inner guidance. You must become the antivirus. Cultivate independent thought, resisting the urge to conform to groupthink or to follow the crowd. Be willing to stand up for what you believe in, even if it means going against the grain. Practice self-awareness, paying attention to your own thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, and identifying any patterns of manipulation or programming. Take responsibility for your own consciousness, refusing to be a passive recipient of external narratives. Protect your mind at all costs. By reclaiming our individual sovereignty, we can resist the architect's attempts to control us and create a more authentic reality. But remember, free will comes with the responsibility of ethics. We must use our power wisely and compassionately, always striving to create a better world for ourselves and for others. Resist the urge to manipulate or control others, and instead focus on empowering them to awaken to their own true potential. Use your freedom responsibly. But what if we could do more than just resist? What if we could actively rewrite the code of the simulation, becoming code keepers who use their awareness, intention, and energy to manifest positive change and to resist the architect's control? This is the next step in human evolution, conscious co-creators of reality. Are you ready to take on this role? Code keepers are individuals who have awakened to the nature of the simulation and are actively working to transform it. They understand that reality is not fixed, but rather a fluid, ever-changing field of energy that responds to our thoughts, feelings, and intentions. They use this knowledge to consciously shape their own reality and to create a more harmonious and fulfilling world for all. They are the architects of a new paradigm. What qualities do code keepers possess? Self-awareness is paramount, the ability to observe one's own thoughts, emotions, and beliefs without judgment, identifying any patterns of programming or manipulation. Compassion is essential, a deep empathy for all beings, and a desire to alleviate suffering wherever it is found. Creativity is vital, the ability to imagine new possibilities and to manifest them into reality. And finally, a deep understanding of quantum physics, recognizing the power of consciousness to shape the quantum field. Are you cultivating these qualities within yourself? To become a code keeper, practice meditation to quiet the mind and connect with your inner source of wisdom. Use visualization to create a clear picture of the reality you desire, imbuing it with positive emotions and unwavering belief. Engage in reality warping, consciously manipulating the code of the simulation to manifest your desired outcomes. Why is it important to be at peace with the past? Because it frees you to create a better future. Connect with other code keepers, forming communities of like-minded individuals who are working together to create a more positive future. Share your knowledge, your experiences, and your resources, supporting each other on this journey of awakening and transformation. Use love as a weapon for change, radiating compassion, forgiveness, and understanding to all those around you. Use your energy to uplift and inspire others. The ultimate goal is not to escape the simulation, but to transform it into a more harmonious and fulfilling world. By embracing our role as code keepers, we can rewrite the rules of the game, creating a reality that aligns with our highest potential. The tools have always been there. Now is the time to use them. Are you ready to become an architect of your own reality? What new world will you build? But what if the architect isn't some malevolent overlord seeking to keep us enslaved? What if the architect's role is far more nuanced, far more vital to our very evolution? Perhaps the challenges and limitations of the simulation aren't designed to imprison us, but rather to push us to evolve, to discover our true potential in the face of adversity. What if the architect created the Matrix as a crucible, a testing ground for consciousness to develop and refine itself? Think of it like a complex game. The game master doesn't create challenges to make you suffer, but to help you grow, to learn new skills, and to become a better player. And ultimately, the game ends only when you decide it ends. Do you see the difference? Perhaps the simulation provides a hidden framework for understanding the very nature of reality itself. Maybe the architect, in their own way, created the Matrix as a reflection of deeper truths about consciousness, energy, and the universe. By studying the code, by observing its patterns and its glitches, we can gain profound insights into the underlying principles that govern all of reality. The simulation, therefore, becomes a training ground, a place where we can learn the skills and master the techniques needed to create our own realities, to manifest our desires, and to shape our world in accordance with our highest aspirations. Think of learning to code a simple program before you can design an entire operating system. We wouldn't blame the language, would we? Perhaps the most radical shift in perspective is to cultivate a sense of gratitude for the architect's creation. Can you appreciate the challenges and opportunities that the simulation provides, even when they are difficult or painful? By embracing the Matrix, by acknowledging its purpose and its potential, we can learn to master it, to use it for our own growth and evolution. See the simulation not as a prison, but as a gift, a complex and intricate game designed to help us unlock our true potential, provided we play by the ethical code of respect for all life. Doesn't gratitude shift your perspective? By understanding the architect's possible intentions, we can begin to align our actions with the greater good, to contribute to the creation of a more harmonious and fulfilling world for all. Remember the goal of this exploration, to use the code for personal and global transformation. What if we started small, impacting our immediate surroundings with acts of kindness, compassion, and creativity? By transforming our own lives, we inspire those around us, creating a ripple effect of positive change that extends far beyond our immediate sphere of influence. Isn't world peace and self-actualization the greatest goal? The concept of code keepers is fundamental to shaping the future of this simulation, not as mere manipulators of the code, but as conscious co-creators of reality. As code keepers, you understand that your awareness, your intention, and your energy are powerful forces that can be used to manifest positive change, to resist the architect's control when necessary, and to create a world that reflects your highest values and aspirations. If you've journeyed this far, you have the skills, the knowledge, and the potential to take control, to become a keeper of the code, and to shape the future of this reality. Are you ready to accept that responsibility? Collaboration and community are essential components of the code keeper's path. By connecting with other like-minded individuals, you can amplify your power, share your insights, and create larger-scale shifts in reality. Seek out and connect with other code keepers in your communities, online, and in the world around you. Form alliances, share resources, and support each other on this journey of awakening and transformation. The Code Keepers represent a new evolutionary step for humanity, a collective of conscious co-creators working together to build a better world. Where will you find your community? To build a more sustainable and harmonious world beyond the glitches, take concrete actions in your daily life to create positive change. Support local businesses, volunteer your time to worthy causes, promote peace and understanding in your communities, and focus on creating a more equitable and just society for all. Remember, even the smallest acts of kindness can have a profound impact on the world around you. Plant seeds of hope, cultivate compassion, and nurture the growth of a more beautiful and sustainable future. And your world will become better not only for those you are close to, but for all. Embrace your role as a code keeper and work together to create a better future for all. Remember, the ultimate goal is not to escape the simulation, but to transform it into a more fulfilling and authentic world, a world where all beings can thrive and reach their full potential. Become a code keeper, a conscious co-creator of reality, and help us to build a future where anything is possible. Use our final guidance to begin your real journey. This exploration of the Matrix and its potential failures is just the beginning of a much larger journey, a journey into the uncharted territories of consciousness and reality. There is still so much to learn about the nature of the simulation, about our own potential, and about the forces that shape our world. Continue your exploration through meditation, through study, and through experimentation, always seeking new insights and challenging your own assumptions. The Architect's simulation provides a lifetime of learning and discovery. And remember, growth is not always linear. There will be ups and downs, twists and turns, but the journey itself is the reward. What will you discover? In future explorations, we will delve deeper into specific aspects of simulation theory, quantum physics, and consciousness, providing you with even more tools and techniques to navigate this reality and to create your own. We will explore advanced reality warping techniques, the power of collective consciousness, and the potential for creating entirely new realities beyond the limitations of the Matrix. How can you get involved? Share your own experiences and insights in the comments section, connect with each other, ask questions, and share your perspectives on the topics we've discussed. The journey of discovery is a collective one, and we can all learn from each other's experiences and insights. Join this community and help each other unlock the secrets of the simulation. Subscribe, engage, and connect with other code keepers, and let us work together to create a more beautiful and fulfilling future for all. Remember, you are not alone on this path. You have the power to create your own reality, to transform your life, and to make a positive difference in the world around you. Use the tools and techniques we've discussed to cultivate self-awareness, compassion, and creativity, and to align your actions with your highest values and aspirations. Embrace your unique skills and talents. You are capable, you are powerful, and you are loved. Go forth and create a world that reflects your highest potential.